Today on Inquirer, SIM registration extended for 90 days. Supreme Court junks plea to stop implementation of SIM Registration Act. At least 69 Filipinos evacuate from Sudan as widespread violence rages on. And COVID-19 positivity rate in Metro Manila increases to 10.6%. Good evening. The SIM card registration period has been extended for another 90 days. To tell us more, here's Daphne Galvez reporting live. Daphne?
Neil, those who have not yet registered their SIM cards can still do so even after the April 26 deadline. This is after President Bongbong Marcos approved to extend the registration period for 90 days just a day before the supposed deadline. Department of Information and Communications Technology Secretary Ivan Uy said the President approved the extension because 20 million SIM cards remain unregistered. Uy said about 82 million SIM cards have so far been registered and the DICT is still expecting 15 to 20 million more SIM cards to be registered. He urged the public to take advantage of the extension since this is the only time that the government can allow this as provided on the SIM card registration law. Under Republic Act No. 11934, registration may be extended for up to 120 days. Failure to register within the said period shall result in the automatic
Record na lang
deactivation.
ulit natin yun.
Uy said the 90-day extension is more than reasonable for the public to register their SIM cards. He also said that DICT already identified areas in the provinces that have a low turnout of registrants and they will deploy personnel to these areas to assist in registration. To incentivize the public to register their SIM cards, Uy said that the ICT and the telcos are looking into gradually cutting off services within the 90-day extension period, including access to social media. The DICT officials said they have noticed a surge of SIM card registration in the past 2 weeks, averaging 1 million registrants a day from the previous 100,000 a day average. This, he said, only proves that Filipinos are hard-headed and have a bad habit of delaying to the last minute the compliance with the SIM card law. For her part, Senator Grace Poe asked the National Telecommunications Commission and telcos to expand SIM registration efforts in rural and remote areas to take advantage of the 90-day extension. Neil?
Daphne, can you give us a refresher on the SIM card registration process for those who are watching us tonight who have yet to register their SIM cards?
Okay, Neil, each telco company has their own website or applications or apps where subscribers will input their 10-digit number and then they will receive a one-time PIN for them to access the registration form. They will then input their information like their address, their birthdays, and then they will be asked to upload their valid government IDs. Once they have submitted their applications, a reference number will appear on their screens to signify the completion of their registration.
Thanks, Daphne. That's Daphne Galvez reporting live. The Supreme Court rejects the bid to stop the implementation of Republic Act 11934 or the SIM Card Registration Act. Instead, the Supreme Court orders government agencies and public telecommunication entities to comment on the petition seeking to declare as unconstitutional the SIM Card Registration Act. The petition assails the law for supposedly violating the public's right to free speech, right to privacy, and right to due process. The petition says the SIM Registration Act lacks the security and means to protect the information that the public will provide when registering their SIM cards. Proponents of the law said that the purpose of the measure is to deter illegal acts committed through short messaging service or SMS technology and to help law enforcers track alleged criminals. Under the SIM Registration Act, all current SIM subscribers must submit a completed form, including identification cards, through the websites offered by telecommunication companies. Otherwise, the SIM will be deactivated. The Department of Foreign Affairs on Tuesday says at least 69 Filipinos have evacuated from Sudan as widespread violence rages on. According to Foreign Undersecretary for Migrant Workers Affairs Eduardo de Vega, the Philippine government has started transporting the first batch of 50 Filipinos to travel by land to Egypt. De Vega says there were also 3 Filipino women who were repatriated a few days ago. The Filipino women were Saudi Airlines employees who traveled by water through the port of Sudan to Jeddah in Saudi Arabia via a military vessel. He adds that at least 16 other Filipinos left on their own the other day, with their employers providing transport. The DFA official notes that around 725 Filipinos are now registered in the Philippine Embassy in Cairo, which has jurisdiction over Sudan. At least 327 of them have sought assistance for repatriation. Some foreign nationals began to evacuate battle-torn Sudan on Sunday as airstrikes and gunfire continuously rocked the skies of Khartoum. No Filipino casualties had so far been reported, but the DFA earlier confirmed that 1 Filipino was grazed by a bullet amid raging skirmishes in the country. The Philippine National Police reveals that 36 ranking lawmen subjected to an assessment by a 5-man panel for links to the illegal drug trade will undergo further evaluation, while 917 have been cleared. According to PNP spokesperson Colonel Jean Fajardo, 36 out of the 953 police officers who submitted their courtesy resignation shall be further investigated. The remaining 917 police officers were cleared from involvement in illegal drug activities. Fajardo says the 5-person panel tasked to do the first layer of assessment on senior officials of the police force has already finished its investigation. The 5-member advisory group has also submitted the results to the Department of Interior and Local Government and the National Police Commission for review. After a deeper assessment is done by the DILG and NAPOLCOM, the findings will be submitted to President Bongbong Marcos for final review.
Evaluation and assessment po ng 5-man committee. Tapos na po yung report na i-forward na po sa ating SILG, and the NAPOLCOM will review yung findings and evaluation po ng 5-man advisory group. And from then, they have the authority to revise whatever findings, kung ano po yung mga resulta, particularly doon sa mga naiwan po. For the remaining 36, they will undergo further evaluation po by the NAPOLCOM. And eventually, once the findings be submitted to the President, it will be the authority and discretion of the President kung sino po yung mga courtesy resignation na tatanggapin po.
Next on Inquirer Today, COVID-19 positivity rate in Metro Manila increases to 10.6%. Lawmaker questions if Marcos is eligible for estate tax amnesty during hearing on bail. And Department of Information and Communications Technology Chief says police's recruitment portal was not professionally developed. This is Inquirer Today. We'll be back shortly.
This map of the Philippines has gone viral. But what's so special about it? Through this map, you can find out what travel level you are in based on the provinces you have already been to.
My name is Denz Del Villar, and I'm a software engineer. I'm based in Singapore, so I'm in Singapore right now. And I was the one who created the My Philippines travel level map app. Yung inspiration nito is I saw the Japanese travel map version. Some I think web developer also did it. I saw this back in way like 2019, and back then I just finished living and working in Japan. Kind of had a lot of travels in Japan, and I tried the Japanese map, and it was so cool. And I thought, oh, baka pwede gawin din to sa Philippines. So, yung Philippines travel level app, it will show you a map of the Philippines divided into the 83 provinces, which includes Metro Manila. And all you have to do is to tap on each province and choose the level of travel that you have experienced there. So merong iba-ibang levels. Yung highest level is yung live there, if tumira ka doon. And then yung lowest score, yung 0, is you have never been there. And it's an indicator na you have to experience going there.
Despite being a software engineer, Dance did not have any background in web development. In building the map, he had a special kind of teacher, AI.
I was on a layover, was going to Turkey for a holiday. And then parang naisipan ko na why don't I use ChatGPT to help me create this app, to help me learn web development, and at the same time create this Philippines version of the travel map. So meron kaming mga long bus trips na sobrang boring. So ginagawa ko, nagko-code ako sa loob ng bus, ganun. Tapos tinetest ko, ganun. So ayun, sinimulan ko siya, and then I put up the site, and then I shared it on my Instagram stories, and then my friends quickly picked it up. And then I also shared it on Reddit, and then the fellow Redditors found it cool, and then they shared it on their own social media sites. Until ayon, sumabog na siya. Na-pick up na ni Makoy Dubs, ni DP Lenny, and then ayun, naging viral.
Being a travel junkie himself is one of Dance's inspirations in building his DIY map.
So I think as a millennial, nasa DNA yata ang wanderlust sa amin. Although, sadly, mababa yung level ko sa Philippines travel level. I'm only on 62. And I think it's because soon after university, naging OFW na ako. For me naman, I think it's a wake-up call na kailangan ko pa talagang bisitahin ng maraming lugar sa Philippines. I try to look at all the other people's posts about the app, like the stories that they share, like why they have traveled that at that level, or why they haven't traveled at that level. So I'm looking at a lot of them, and I appreciate the stories behind them.
Independent Pandemic Monitor Octa research says the weekly COVID-19 positivity in Metro Manila increased to 10.6%. In a social media post, Octa research fellow Guido David reports that Metro Manila's weekly COVID-19 positivity rate increased to 10.6% on April 23 from 7.3% on April 16. The most recent figure is double the World Health Organization's ideal threshold for positivity rate, which is at 5%. According to David, the National Capital Region had an average of 3,120 tests per day. He adds that in April 2022, testing in NCR was at 11,000 per day. He says hospital occupancy remained low at 21%. Metro Manila is currently under COVID-19 Alert Level 1, which permits intrazonal and interzonal travel with no restrictions based on age and comorbidities. 26 areas in the country are under Alert Level 2 from April 15 to 30, 2023, with some restrictions that need to be followed. According to the Department of Health, the alert level system continues to be the guide for protection of the public against COVID-19. ACT Party List Representative Franz Castro asks about the Marcos family's potential eligibility for the estate tax amnesty extension. She asks this during the House of Representatives Committee on Ways and Means hearing on House Bill 7409, which aims to amend the Tax Amnesty Act by extending the deadline until June 14, 2025 from June 15, 2023. Castro, who says she was not against the extension of the estate tax amnesty, was asking how the Bureau of Internal Revenue intends to collect the unpaid taxes from delinquent payments when she cited Marcos's case.
Yung mga delinquent, like for example, pwede bang ma-avail ito ni President Marcos Jr. just in case? Ito na yung last ko na meron naman silang how do we collect yung yung ating estate tax. Kasi pinag-uusapan natin yung estate tax, Mr. Chair. At maganda sigurong image kung ang ating presidente ay mag-volunteer na mabayaran yung estate tax. How about
BIR Assistant Commissioner Maria Luisa Belen presented the exceptions found in the law determining who can avail of the estate tax amnesty. Belen also addressed the queries about whether the president's family could use the amnesty, saying that it is impossible under the Tax Amnesty Act.
ito natin sabihin, Mr. Chair, exempted dito kasi exempted dito si President.
So you cannot take advantage of this. Existing law to, di ba?
Yes, sir. This is the first Tax Amnesty Act, 112113 po.
Department of Information and Communications Technology Secretary Ivan John Uy says the recruitment portal that exposed over 1 million records of police applicants was, quote, not professionally developed. In a television interview, Uy reaffirms that no personal records were stolen in the recent hacking incident. He says only information from the Philippine National Police's recruitment portal was compromised. Uy says the public uploaded their personal documents such as birth certificates and their driver's license to submit to the recruitment portal. The DICT chief also clarifies that the incident was not a breach of multiple government agencies, but of a singular employment portal. According to Uy, the documents were exposed due to an unsecured site rather than a hacking attempt. While the portal was created for those looking to work with the PNP, Uy did not specify which agency created it. A DICT investigation found that no information and communication technology or cybersecurity professionals were consulted by the government agency responsible for the now defunct recruitment portal for police applicants. Uy asks government agencies to seek assistance from DICT in developing their cyberspace infrastructures. On April 18, a report revealed that the PNP job applicants' sensitive personal files were exposed in an unprotected database. Alamin naman natin ang mainit na balita sa mundo ng showbiz kasama si Irvin Santiago ng Bandera. Irvin?
Hi Neil at sa lahat ng mga kabandera natin all over the universe. Ito na nga ang latest Bandera Chika. Marami pala ang nag-akala na isang transgender woman at retokada ang TV host na actress na si Carla Estrada. Lumaki kasi ang nanay ni Daniel Padilla kasama ang mga miyembro ng LGBTQIA+ community, kaya naman nakuha nito ang mga kilos at pananalita ng mga kaibigang Becky. Ayon kay Carla, nang pumasok siya sa showbiz ay naging malaking issue ang kanyang gender dahil inakala pala ng ilang mga taga-showbiz na dati siyang lalaki na nagparetoke para maging ganap na babae. Sabi pa ng TV host actress, kinailangan pa raw niyang manganak para mapatunayan sa publiko na isa siyang tunay na babae. Namatay lang daw ang nasabing issue nang isilang na niya ang panganay na anak na si DJ. Pero hanggang ngayon ay pinaninindigan pa rin ni Carla ang pagiging babaeng bakla.
Early 90s, natanong ako dahil pala kaibigan ako at lumaki ako sa mga gays nating friends because my mom had a parlor before. Lumaki ako sa parlor, so lumaki ako sa mga gays. And feeling ko, gay ako. Pero kasi talagang gay ako dahil talagang masayahin akong tao. So talagang ganyan ako manalita sa kanila, sumikat, chika dito, chika doon, chikadora, palakang-palaka, diba? So, nung natanong ako, sabi, totoong babae ka ba? Kasi ang alam namin bakla ka, retokada ka lang. Sabi ko, totoo. Na-shock yung mga tao. Hindi, totoo ang ugali kong gano'n. So, kailangan kong manganak para mapatunayan, babae ko ako.
At yan ang Bandera Chika natin today. Thanks, Neil!
Maraming salamat, Irvin. And these are the stories you need to know today. I'm Neil Mercado. Catch Inquirer Today live weekdays at 5 p.m. Follow INQUIRER.net on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Reddit. For more stories, visit INQUIRER.net.